Hey guys, so I'm here to talk to you today about grass-fed meats. So the paleo diet, as I mentioned, is really based on eating things that are at its most natural state. And like our ancestors who are hunters and gatherers, it's all about eating good, high quality meat. So the diet mainly calls for grass-fed beef, grass-fed chicken, free-range chicken, organic meats and all that good stuff. Here's my take on it. I try to do grass fed as much as possible, and the whole philosophy behind it is that not only is it important for us to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies and all those fillers and hormones and all that good stuff, but also if you think about what is being fed to the cows and chickens that are out there in these factory farm environments, they're relying more so on corn and soy, which is much cheaper. Fills up the animals much more quickly so that they can grow really fast. And then they also inject them with hormones so that they don't get sick, and antibiotics. And all that stuff is going into what the cows are eating and what they're ingesting and what they're being given, which affects the quality of the meat. So the philosophy behind it is that the purer the meat, the better off we are with what we're consuming. So any opportunity that you have for grass-fed or free range or anything organic, just knows that what's being fed to the animals is going to be much more pure than what we get more cheaply from the factory farms. Now, that said, I totally get that those types of meats are much more expensive, and there are times when I'll buy it and there are times when I won't. So it's one of those things that in those opportunities where you can, it absolutely is better for you. Kind of the whole philosophy that if you spend more upfront on the quality of foods that you're eating, you're going to save more on the back end with the cost that you're saving in healthcare and all the issues and all the antibiotics and all the things that you would need if your health begins to deteriorate. So it's based on that philosophy that if you make that investment up front, you're going to save in the back end. So again, my take is where you can make those adjustments and make them in small doses, like start with free range, grass-fed eggs. So they have those at Market Basket, and it's not that much more expensive than the regular ones. Go with grass-fed Hamburg where you can. Another good option is if you can be a part of a local CSA where you can, one of your local farms, like have access to grass-fed beefs, and they have wonderful meat at local farms and things like that. We talk about doing that all the time. It's actually something that we're thinking about doing this year, where you can buy like a quarter of a cow from a local farm and you get all of your meats from that quarter, and you just freeze them and you're good to go for the winter. You make that investment up front, but then you save on your grocery bill in the long run. Anyway, there are lots of different strategies that you can do. You just have to think about not so much what you're putting in your mouth, but also the preparation that goes into the food that you're eating. So you really do have to think about what your cows are being fed if you're eating beef, what hormones are being injected into your chickens if you're eating chickens, and things like that. It's just a higher level of consciousness about what you're putting into your body. So that's my tip for today. Hope that's helpful. And just start thinking about that, like where are you getting your meats from, and what's the quality of those meats, and then start making some changes from there. All right. Happy Wednesday, guys. See ya.